But first, 235 years ago today, Governor Arthur Phillip raised the flag and toasted the King at Sydney Cove. It marked the influx of Western civilisation to an ancient continent, the beginning of British settlement and the start of modern migrant Australia. Yes, it also meant the eventual end of the traditional Indigenous way of life, but that was no idyll. And while there's much to regret in our past, there's even more that we can be proud of. Let's not forget the British government's instruction to Phillip was to live in amity and kindness with the original Australians. It was coexistence rather than dispossession that was then in mind. And when Phillip himself was speared, well, he put it down to a misunderstanding rather than launch the punitive expedition that might have been expected if it had ever been an invasion. To the extent that today's Invasion Day marches want to boost Indigenous life expectancy and tackle disadvantage, as we see now in Alice Springs, well, fair enough. But that's not what they're marching about. 2 centuries on, and with none of us alive today responsible for what happened then, only a fool would think you can change the past. We can't, nor should we think we can rewrite history. Nor does it do us any good in terms of national unity to deny the fact that our country is as free, fair and prosperous as any on earth in some sort of warped political statement about the past. That we are free, fair and prosperous is why millions of people have chosen to settle here. More than a quarter of our current Australian population was born overseas, by far the biggest percentage of any country anywhere. And no one made them come to Australia. They came because they wanted to join our country, join Team Australia. I like the approach taken by Anthony Dillon, the Indigenous academic, whose message today on social media reads, "This Australia Day," he says, "I will reflect on what some of our British ancestors did to some of my Aboriginal ancestors and think that has nothing to do with how I relate to my fellow Australians today. To all of you, I say Happy Australia Day." Likewise, I say Happy Australia Day to you all at home as well. And let's keep celebrating the day modern Australia began and the values that have made us the nation and people we are. I'll say it again, others have said it too, and it's absolutely true. To live here is indeed to have won the lottery of life. And no angry, historically ignorant activist can change that.